The internet certainly helps new mothers share knowledge and useful tips on products, but the cottage online industry of human breast milk might also pose health risks for American families. A new study shows that of 101 breast milk samples, 3/4 of the samples contain high amounts of salmonella. Anina Young is a New York City organizer for the Big Latch On event, which raises global awareness on the benefits of breastfeeding. And she's also the owner of Brazen Lingerie, which provides lingerie for lactating mothers. Anina, thank you. Welcome to the show. Appreciate it. Let's talk a little bit about this study. This is something that you obviously feel strongly about. But to hear this, that these samples that were tested had such high incidence of contamination, what was your reaction to that?
It was a little disconcerting. It was a little upsetting. I kind of reread the article a couple of times, and it said that the milk bank samples also had bacteria in them. But it's a touchy thing, because if a woman is going to a milk bank and going to milk sharing, she's obviously at her wit's end. And you know, everyone knows that breast milk is the best for a baby, but you know, nobody wants tainted milk, as they say.
Yeah, and it seems so problematic. So let's talk just a little bit more about why a mother would go to a milk bank, or in this case, mothers who are going to these online, I'm going to call them exchanges, looking for milk.
Well, there could be a couple that's adopted a baby. A lot of women that I know have taken medications to promote the lactating of their breasts for their soon baby. But sometimes, you know, the birth mom gives birth early, and the new parents aren't ready, meaning the breasts aren't ready. So I've heard of stories where they'll go to a milk sharing for those few days until the adoptive mother is ready. There have been women that have had breast augmentation that doesn't always work out when they decide to breastfeed. A lot of moms, if they breastfeed first and then they have the reduction or augmentation, are usually more successful than if they've never. And then there are women that have had breast removed for mastectomy, for cancer. So there are all sorts of reasons why they might go to a milk bank.
Let me ask you this, then, based on this report, which really is quite concerning, and there was some information in there that said that perhaps, particularly with these online exchanges, that good hygiene probably was not followed, because there was contamination from, to be quite frank, fecal matter, which means, you know, the women didn't wash their hands, you know, that kind of thing. And I really don't mean this to be a pun. Does that mean, though, we should throw the baby out with the bathwater? I mean, would you say, based on this study, that you would recommend against using one of these online exchanges?
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. It's not the safest, but again, when the mom is going to that, she's really at her last hope, I guess. She's just not sure. You know, she's really trying everything she can to not have to use formula. And you know, when an ounce of milk from a bank can be $6 to $5, I think they said $5 to $11, depending, and that milk the priority goes to preemie babies. So if you're in one of those other categories I mentioned, you're out of luck. So it is. I wouldn't go against it, but I think that maybe just going on, you know, Craigslist or the internet might not be your best bet. Maybe go with a neighbor, you know, someone that, or you know, someone that you are much closer with. It's the same thing with breast pumps. I'd say don't buy it off the internet. If you're going to do it, get it from your sister or something. But so the alternative is out of reach for a lot of people. You know, financially, and even if it's not financially, priority goes to premature babies. So if your baby is not, you're out of luck.
Other than going to someone you know to get milk directly from another mother, another lactating
who just has
woman,
an overabundance of
right. Other than that, is there any advice that you could give to women when they have to go look for these alternative sources? What are some questions that they need to ask? Some red flags, perhaps, that they should look out for?
This isn't meant to be funny, but you know, well, if the mother is on any medication, you know, something that their doctor might have said is okay for your baby might not be okay for my baby. You know, again, if you're going with somebody closer, you know, go have a play date at their house, and if the kitchen is a mess, maybe reconsider.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if it really is, if it's fecal matter and salmonella and bacteria and all these things that aren't passed through the breast milk, it's really the handling. I would, maybe a little home visit, a play date might be in order to just check them out.
Pays to be aware and to be careful. Anina
Yeah,
Young,
there you go.
thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Love the purple hair.
Thank you. Thank you.